Hey guys, so we are going to do a bit of Kente cloth paper weaving, which is inspired by Kente cloth, which is an African kind of cloth where you weave strips of different fabrics together and it makes really cool patterns. So what you need is 3 pieces of coloured paper, preferably different colours would work the best. You need a glue stick or any kind of glue. You need a ruler, you need a pencil, you need a black pen would be better. I can only find a pink one, but a black permanent marker would be best. Any pen though, if not. A pair of scissors. So I'm just going to tilt you down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So we're gonna take one of our pieces of paper and just put it to the side. So you've got 2 pieces. And then what we're going to do is with the ruler, we're going to measure from the top about an inch or 3 centimeters or something like that. And we're going to draw a line all the way across that's 3 centimeters from the top. So let's have a look. So you might need someone to help you with this bit because it can be a bit tricky. So if you can see that, sort of, along here I've drawn a line, and then you're gonna cut that into strips, and you're gonna repeat that all the way down. So what you'll end up for both of the colours. So what you'll end up with is some nice inch wide strips like that. And then what we're going to do, we're going to take our 3rd piece. It's going to be quite difficult for you to see what I've done because it's a dark colour. Maybe I'll use the back. So you take your 3rd piece and you're holding it in a portrait position, which is that way. And you're going to do the same again. You're going to draw an inch line from the top, like this, going across. Or whatever measurement you did before, sorry. So if you did 3 centimeters, stick to 3 centimeters. And if you did an inch, do an inch. So I'm going to do 3 centimeters because that's what I did on the last one. I'm going to do it on the back so you can see what I'm doing because purple isn't very easy to see. So, you'll do it on the coloured side, but because you won't be able to see. So that's what we're ending up with. And then we're going to draw 3 centimetre wide lines from that line all the way to the bottom. So, what you'll end up with, my pencil's doing a runner. What you'll end up with is that. And now what we're going to do, we're going to use our scissors. And we're going to cut up these long lines and we're going to stop when we get to here. So you don't cut them into strips, you stop when you get to this line. So I'll show you. All the way to there and then stop. And then do the next one. Last one. Amazing. So what you've got now is a fantastic moustache. So what we're going to do now is this is the fun bit, but it can be, I'm just going to turn you up a little bit. Whoop. It can be a little bit complicated and a bit confusing, but just stick with it because it will work and it will look really cool. So you have your piece like this, and then you go back to the pieces that you cut earlier. I'm going to take an orange one to begin with. And then you pick it up like this, and so you weave it in. So you go over, under, over, under, over, under. So over, under, over, under, over, under, over. Like this. That's what you should end up with, something like that. And then if you push it all the way up to the top, to where the cuts start, and you should end up with something like that. Now you take your glue, and what I do is I just lift this bit here, and I just stick a bit of glue on there, stick it down, and then the same on the other side. I just lift the end, stick a bit of glue on it, and stick it down, and then that's nice and secure then, so that'll stay where it is. So what we do now is we get a strip of the other colour that you've got, and then you weave it in underneath this colour, but you go the opposite way. So you go under, over, under, over, under, over. So you go under, over, whoops, under, over, under, over, under, over, and you should end up with something like that. And if you've done it right, you should see a checkered, like a chessboard pattern starting to appear. So I'm going to do the same again like I did before. I'm just going to glue just the ends. So it doesn't go anywhere, because you don't want all your hard work to come unravelled. Mine's looking a little bit messy, but it's fine. And then what I do is I go back to my other colour, my first colour then. And then you go the opposite to what you did just then. So we're starting over now. Over, under, over, under, over, under, over. Like that. And then you keep going a couple more times. Cool. I like to leave a little gap at the bottom of mine. And then you can trim it up and it looks like a kind of fabric that's all frayed. So that's what you should end up with. Then what you can do, here's one I made earlier. This is how I've done the fabric. I've chopped it and I've kind of crumpled it a bit so it looks a bit like fabric. And I've chosen a pattern for each coloured square and I've repeated it over and over so that you end up with a repetitive kind of African style pattern like that. In a lot of African patterns, they use a lot of geometric patterns, which means lots of straight lines. So they use lots of triangles and crisscrosses and things like that. But you can do whatever patterns you want because it's your piece of artwork. So yeah, so that's Kente cloth weaving. I've done another one here. And I'm just going to finish this one off now. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.